G'day punters. Well, the fifth test of the Oval begins. Stuart Clark joins us after we retain the Ashes. Stewie, you beauty. The big talking point here, Travis Head's been dropped. Mitch Marsh comes into the team. I don't like it. What do you think?
Yeah, odd selection though, and I'm not quite sure what they're doing. Travis Head struggled for runs throughout the tournament, and he's sort of technically been found out broad, ball angling in, swinging away. But an odd selection, given that all these guys are going to come back to Australia where they're used to and their conditions are going to be favourable and probably get runs. Warner in particular, can't believe they were talking about dropping him.
Ridiculous.
He will get a mountain load of runs when he gets back to Australia. But Mitchell Marsh, some excuse about wanting to have the extra bowler. Stark's only played one test. Pat Cummins has played every test, and Hazelwood's only played 2 tests or 3 tests. So it's not exactly they've all been exhausted, bowled millions of overs. The games have been finishing pretty quickly. So I'm not sure where they've gone with this, other than it looks like they're trying to cover a batting hole by picking an all-rounder, which sort of, I don't know. The only good part is he does bat right-handed, and Jack Leach won't be able to spin it out of the rough to him. Not that he spins them anyway, but...
Good sledge. At the end of the day, England have more problems than the Aussies do. They have dropped... Jason Roy, which is not unexpected, and Craig Overton as well. And they've brought in Sam Curran and Chris Wokes is back in the team as well. But when you look at this England side, it's just looked like it's a bit of a hash job post the World Cup. This will work by throwing Roy in. This will work, obviously, getting Archer in, which has worked. But their batting has been pretty ordinary. Yeah,
again, another odd selection. You've left out a batsman, and Jason Roy, although he probably hasn't got any runs, so maybe you're not losing that much. And you've brought in an all-rounder. Now, Curran's a good player, but I thought you probably would have gone with a top order batsman, and then maybe they feel like Butler's too low, and Bairstow's going up the order. I don't know, but you're right. The feel you get is they didn't quite know. They spent all their time worrying about the World Cup, and that worked for them. They won the thing, so you got to give them credit there. But you've got to also have a plan for the Ashes, and obviously they're not producing the players they want. And they've gone with this. Now, whether this works or not, I don't know. The Wokes out for a test, now back in for Overton. That was an odd selection to start with. Steve Smith, didn't sort of have any trouble with Overton whatsoever. So, not that he's had trouble with anyone throughout the series, but, there you go. But they look like, they've lost the series. They're having a few different dramas now. It's been a long summer for the English. They'll be celebrating the World Cup, and they'll be disappointed about the Ashes.
Yeah, I wonder how many players will get knighted despite losing the Ashes. But look, the market here, Australia even money at $2 there. England have been 280 to 250. So the draw's been on the drift here, 5 out to 6. Look, the oval pitch generally is one of the better ones in the country over there, isn't it?
Good for batting. It usually has been throughout the course of the Ashes series that have been played over there. It usually spins a bit and it's pretty dry. We saw it during the World Cup. It was great for batting. So if they produce a similar sort of pitch, then look for a run fest. I think the Australians will do better on it. The trouble the Australians have got is Stuart Broad. I think they can get through the rest of the bowlers. Even Archer, he bowls fast and whatnot, but I still think they can get through him. Broad's bowling really well with that, angling the ball into the left-handers and then taking it away. Warner doesn't know whether to play, to let go, to block, defend. If I was David Warner, I'd just come out and tee off. I reckon that's his best chance of getting a few. Once he gets himself in, who knows what'll happen. But it's going to be a good wicket, and I think it's going to be pretty hard for the bowlers.
I know here at home we've been very quick to bag Warner, but in all seriousness, some of those spells by Broad have been absolutely top draw, as good as you'll see with the new ball. He has been brilliant. Look, Steve Smith, let's find some superlatives here if there's any more to give. He's $5 to be man of the match, Ben Stokes at 10. They have 2 man of the matches each in the series, but how can you bet it? It's for $5, for a player to be $5 to be man of the match in a cricket game is very dominant. You don't see that very often.
That's usually it's about $9, $10, $11 if you're looking for some odds on a man of the match. But Steve Smith, how dominant has he been? They've tried everything: bouncers, Yorkers, wide, full. He's falling over and playing shots. Ben Stokes, he won him the game. But if you wanted to have it's almost like a safe bet. Steve Smith's going to get 100, probably going to be man of the match. I know that sounds ridiculous. But can you see him getting out? I can't see anyone getting him out. I can't see Curran coming in and getting him out. Jack Leach, I know he got him caught at slip, but got to keep your foot behind the line, champ. That type of stuff. Hard work for the bowlers against Stephen Smith at the moment.
How beautiful was it to watch as an Aussie, the left arm offie from England, no balling against our absolute superstar
You may as well
batsman.
just handed the Ashes back at that stage.
Look, we're offering $5 for both Smith and Labuschagne, who's looked great at 3, you've got to say, in the third test. $5 for both of them to score 50 in Australia's first innings. I reckon that's a pretty good bet at the Oval. What's your tip, though, here, Stewie? Are we going home 3-1?
I think so, unless the rain comes. The draw, I don't think England have got any hope. They would have been that deflated now that the series is over. I actually tipped them at the start, but that went pear-shaped quickly. I think Australia just going to run away with it. I can't see England just mentally, are they really there or not there?
Yeah.
It's been a long summer. I think Australia by a margin, unless it rains.
And the thing is, it would be deflating if Australia came back 2-2. Like, you want to be winning this series, considering we haven't won in England since 2001. That would be, I know we got the earn back, but you don't want to come back 2-2.
No, Tim Payne said that all along too. He's come out and said quite openly, we want to win this series. We don't want to just draw it and retain the Ashes. You want to win it outright. And as you said, hasn't been done since 2001. You know, he was good. You know, his sort of commentary after the loss in the third test and then after the win in the fourth test has been really good. Still been really positive, and there's still something to gain out of this Ashes series, even though the series is done and dusted.
Well, Stewie, thanks for your thoughts all series. Glad you got your tip wrong for England to win.
I got Smith right though. I got Smith right. Mate, how hard was that one though?
Yeah. Well, before the series started, you didn't know, but hasn't he answered the questions? We're talking greatness now. I'm talking in Tendulkar, Lara, that conversation.
We're in the conversation.
66 tests, and he's averaging nearly 65.
Yeah,
the sample size is big enough now.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not just of 10, 12 testing. Yeah. It's we're talking the greats of the game now, not just blokes. Whether, you know, if he keeps getting that, will he get to Bradman? But that's a long way off. Just be happy with second, I reckon.
Good on you, Stewie. Check out all our markets on the Tab app. Good luck, punters.